I wasn't crying a second ago. I just drove through my college. I don't have time to like go all over the campus, and that wasn't the point of it, but I just drove down the street and I'm feeling a lot. Hold on. I feel myself touching my eye, and I also just did gasoline. Hand sanitizer time. It's also in a bathroom. I washed my hands, but then you touch a bunch of things after that. I do the steering wheel. This one smells really good. Well, I felt my usual guidance-y feeling, which feels Holy Spirit-y. Like I should write a song. I don't know what I'm gonna say right now because I'm kind of upset. Sometimes I'm sad, but when I bypass sadness and feel anger, I don't want to say it scares me, but it doesn't feel right. It feels like something's off. And I think it's going past a place that I literally moved away from 20 solid years ago. Because that's how old I am in terms of when I left college. Yep. I have a baby face, but I have wrinkles too, so it's kind of weird. Sometimes my boyfriend calls me Sleepy Puppy. I'm taking off my Josiah bracelets because it's making my wrist feel tense. I call it my Josiah bracelet because he made it for me. Love you, Josiah. I'm not taking my Brooklyn one off because that's tied on. Good thing I'm not on a piano. If I were on a piano, I think I'd make up something really angry right now. Maybe not. That's actually weird. I don't actually want to write something angry. I've seen people with blue hair. I've seen lesbians. I've seen people of all races here, all ages. Appleton actually seems really progressive and really interesting. I don't remember it that way. I remember it like something I thought I was better than. Like, we came here as college students thinking we'd conquer the world. Like, cool, I lived in New York for 2 years and got a master's degree. I guess my resume does look impressive if I list all the things. But I was just contemplating submitting it to a college in Colorado for accompanying jobs and other, like, maybe to teach a couple classes, but I don't think it would pay well. That is certainly not conquering the world. I didn't think that much of my college professors. I guess I kind of thought of them as like intellectuals hiding out on a college campus. I didn't know that it was something that was actually a really hard job to get. I thought it was just really smart people who kind of gave up. But gave up what? And that's when it hit me. It hit me when I was on one of the lakes that I was on. And I was being upset at how my life had turned out. And I was being upset at how my life wasn't, the one that the rich cousin or uncle-ish cousin took me and the whole extended family on a pontoon boat, and we had beers or wine coolers, and my brother still does stuff like that. And then I was like, dang it, I failed. I feel that a lot. And then I heard in my head, maybe because I had been listing a lot of things I was grateful for, I heard in my head clear as day, or you're the exact thing you meant to become. I read Sylvia Plath, Virginia Woolf, I read all these weird playwrights, depressed playwrights, alcoholic playwrights. I read people whose only guiding light was for sure the art, the creative art itself, the product of artistry. They weren't also madly talented hustlers or business people. You would read their biography and you'd be like, that wasn't what they focused on. You could tell. You could tell when you read the biography. It's like clearly not what they were doing. But yet I'm walking around this planet feeling like the biggest failure because my YouTube's YouTube's? I don't know. I don't even know what I was going to say. YouTube channel, YouTube videos. My videos don't start out with, hey, you guys. And I don't know how to do anything cohesive. I watch the type of stuff that's on YouTube with my niece, and I'm like, if that's what YouTube had to be, I don't have any interest in that. Which is like a crafted, sculpted thing, kind of like making a kid's show, but you would spend thousands of dollars trying to make them look really good and slick and polished. And the way I see that now, when I hear people telling me what I should do with my life or what you should do if you want to be successful, I just think, why should I do that? Someone else is already doing that and they're doing it well. Let them go do it. I'll do me. And me is a weird, unformed thing that they don't understand. And if on top of that, it's not successful, if I'm not like check off or somebody that someone I love is like reading in a literature class, like if I'm not any big deal in my current modern society, and if I never become a big deal in any way, in any society, then all I have to hang on to is that I still did the thing that I set out to do. Like when I was sitting here driving through Wisconsin and like, what can I do, me and my partner, what can we do with our lives? Like what can we be? Like, does he really want to be doing what he's doing, or is he doing that because he needs to do it? Maybe that's his equivalent of teaching piano lessons. Like, I don't think that people who are artistic should stare down the barrel of the job. It's almost like just do the job and then get your mind off of it as fast as possible. Like my dad didn't retire from a job that felt like it was the right thing, but I don't think he views his entire life as a mistake. But the thing that is who he is his like 14 different creative trajectories and tangents that he took throughout his whole life. You know, mailing songs to Nashville back in the 90s or something. Like tapes or CDs. Writing musicals after I went to grad school. Like, I went to grad school for musical theater writing, and then he was like, oh, I'll do that. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to feel down or like I let you down, mom and dad, or big brother, little sister. This is like a universal thing. This isn't just me. I should take heart and take comfort. I've seen at least 50, if not 100 people coming in and out of this gas station parking lot right now. Do they all feel like they let their parents down? Probably. If I could tap into that universal feeling instead of feeling like I'm a failure, if I could feel like we're all failures in this capitalistic model that keeps us separate, that keeps us afraid of failure, and because we're so afraid of failure, we try hard not to fail. And we think we're just a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. I just saw the woman take down a pack of cigarettes and remembered that when I lived here, I used to smoke. Sometimes I define my entire college experience by who I was dating, whether they were a nice person who was absentee and didn't really give me any attention except for inviting me along on his 40-acre land up in the North Woods, or to his lake house with his parents. He was a nice person, but we didn't have deep talks about pretty much anything ever, which obviously isn't right for me. And after that, probably feeling like a failure, having that fall apart because I wanted a break. He probably would have stayed with me, and he just would have been fine with whatever, except maybe me gaining weight. He was very particular about that. what good of shape his mother was in. But so soon after, dating that abusive man who didn't wear shoes, who did a lot of cocaine before I knew what cocaine was. Never saw him do it, but found out afterwards, and also understood it through watching movies and seeing what that personality type was like. That's actually not a personality type and is the influence of drugs, which he was almost always under, including, I believe, when he threw my head into the floor. The place that I'm about to go to right now is a place that he took me. He paid money. We got into his Ford F-150 truck, and he told me how great a Ford F-150 truck is. And then we got in his truck, and we drove hours away, and we went to a bed and breakfast in Sturgeon Bay, and he told me how great it was and how grateful I should be. How great it was and how grateful I should be. He probably abused me the night before, and he used me, and he threw me on the floor, threw my head on the floor so many times, but I'm not here to relive that. If you want to hear about that, that's in an EP called Trigger Warning. It's on my Bandcamp. I'm not going to put it on Spotify. I don't need to draw attention to that part of my life. But I'm going there specifically to flip off Sturgeon Bay. But Sturgeon Bay did nothing wrong. Did Chaz even do anything wrong? Did I do something wrong? Yes, his name is Chaz, and people have made jokes before that I should have known to run away just by the fact that his name is Chaz. But that kind of talk offends me, or at least it offends anybody who's nice named Chaz, and I'm sure there must be at least one or two people that are nice named Chaz. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm sitting in a running car here in a parking lot when I could be in Door County already. I don't know why I'm here. It's like there's something I need to see, there's something I need to say, and I just don't know why I'm here. I know why I ran away, but I didn't run away. I didn't run away. I believed in the lies that were told to me. I believed that all of us who came to this $70,000 school or whatever it was, and I had all these scholarships, and I had this free ride to go to London for a semester because it was an arts grant and I was so creative. I believed in all of that. I believed it when they told me that I was special. I believed you, Lawrence, when you told I was special. You told me I was special, and you told that to everybody at this school. We're all your bedfellows. Do I want to work at a university? Do I want to kill that dream? Do I want to run an artist residency or some other weirdo kind of hybrid thing that I make up? Does it even need to be official with paperwork? Do I need to just keep living my weird creative life that has collaboration but also has a lot of isolation? Do I need to just keep living life the way I clearly like to live it, where I drive along the Mississippi River 4 years ago and just sing and relive a song that I wrote in 2015 at a cottage where I was an artist in residence for 2 whole weeks? And I wrote this song about the light and the dark after I had these really profound and vivid dreams about bridges blowing up and me saving everybody, me climbing to the front seat while the car's already running and saving everybody from something that was coming. And I was there and I could see clearly, even though it was dark, I could see clearly with some sort of guide in my heart, like a compass, something that's guiding me right now, and I can feel it clear as day. It's the same thing that guides everything that I make. I know, 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 I know things when I plug in, when I tune in, when I find my voice, when I find my anger, when I find this thing that is kind of halfway between sadness and anger. It's more like truth. It's some kind of unblocked truth that tells the truth about the life I'm living, that tells the truth about the pain I'm in, that tells the truth. But it makes the pain more artistic. It makes the pain a little less sadistic. It makes the pain a little more realistic, a little more comfortable. I feel like I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin, and everybody's an artist here, or at least everybody's a musician here, and it's no big effing deal that I'm sitting in a running car in a Quick Trip parking lot, making up a song and shaking my head and playing ukulele, and it's no big deal. This dude just smiled at me, and he walked out with his coffee or his beer. I didn't look closely because I was busy. I was in my world. I was in my mind. There's an Applebee's to my right, a Chick-fil-A. I feel like this place is mixed. There's the moon. Hey. Hey, 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 hey. I don't want to go to Bailey's Harbor, even though I love my nephew dog Bailey. I'm not ready to go to Bailey's Harbor because I feel too much in Appleton, but I didn't want to buy a hotel in Appleton. It's not that important of a moment. I just needed to see it again. I just wanted to see it again. I just wanted to come down this street and see it again, and I saw it, and it made me feel really old and really full of regret that I haven't figured out something yet, that I'm not anything notable or recognizable yet, and maybe will never be. That I'm not anyone, that you've never heard of me, that no one follows me, that I don't know what I am, that I cry publicly, that this means something to me, but I know this doesn't make sense. Creative flow is so strange and so rare that we don't know how to turn it on. We don't know how to tap into it. I just know how to sing and sing words over chords, and it's just... It's nothing special. I just try to get out of the way. It just doesn't always work. So sometimes my voice is afraid or it's angry. I think sometimes I just don't want to sing the songs that are really in my heart to sing. That's why my voice often feels wrong. And then I get to a place or a moment in time like this, and I'm willing to be as I actually am. And I want to leave it here, because when I did that in Galena, I left something in Galena, and it did change me. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my beautiful, skinny, drunk, smoking cigarettes, completely checked out, ace student, write a musical and perform in a musical and direct the musical for a senior honors project. I was like a badass, and then I would go over to the college bar and get drunk. Not alone, but just with whoever was there after rehearsal. But I didn't do anything officially. I didn't make plans with friends. I just went there after the practice, and there were people there I knew. I was lonely a lot. Senior year, I was alone a lot. It's like I've remembered this place all wrong. It's like I remembered the men who did me wrong, or it just didn't work out. And it's like I remember being abused. And it's like I remember writing a musical, and I remember being in a sorority, which was really a drinking club. We didn't live in a house or anything or do stuff like that. We just had dances and, I don't know, recruited more people into the drinking club. It was weird. It was the weirdest way to have friends. It's almost like if you weren't in it here, it was like you didn't have friends. I don't know how to describe it. Not something I'm proud of, even though I really like those girls at the time. Everyone here has a story. Everyone, everywhere. Oh, I can't compete with yours. Everyone here has their meaning, and I guess I believed a lie, 'cause I thought I would be different. I thought I would be better than this. I thought I would be wanted or needed more than I am. More than I am. Ooh. Everyone here has a weakness. Mine is refusing to see anything that scares me or makes me feel like I'm not free to be different than I have been, and I needed to be before. And I am tired, I'm tired of keeping score. I'm wanting more. Oh, it's so strange to realize you are wanting more of a different game than the one you were playing before. Now I know it's hard to see the ways that wanting more let you down, but you are wanting the wrong kind of more here. You're wanting the sad kind of more. You're wanting to impress or get the highest score. You're wanting the wrong kind of more, and you look around and see all these people don't care about me. Why did I think they would? What's fame anyway? I'm here with my heart on my sleeve, and you're there with your friends and your families, and I am just being different in my car, in my tour van, 'cause it's all I know how to do, to be different than you, not on purpose. I'm just different than you, and it felt much better to be different than you when you thought it was cool that I was different than you. over here writing songs, not trying to keep score, but it's an old bad habit. I want to settle that score. It's an old bad habit to want you to want me, and to wonder if you want me, and to see that you don't want me, and to know that you don't need me. It's an old bad habit. I'm trying to let go and move on with my life. If you don't want me, if you don't need me, I'll move on with my life. If you don't need me, if you don't want me, just let me move on with my life. Dear brain, dear little brain, just let me move on with my life, with my life. I'm gonna maybe make a plan to come back to Appleton tomorrow when I can walk around the campus. These are a lot of big feelings I wasn't expecting to have here. I remember 24 hours ago when I was in my oldest nephew's now guest room because he just went away to college. Congrats. I know, the usual disclaimer, my brother had kids young and I'm aging myself. Who cares? I don't care that I'm old. I already feel like it's a form of failure just to keep doing something that not that many people want or care about. Whether or not I don't see it as failure some days doesn't mean that it's not failure or commercial failure. And maybe most of the artists that I read in college weren't commercial successes, and they just never talked about that. I would say most of them weren't, but there's no roadmap for this path at all. I'm just following my impulses and my intuition and my God sense, my sense of God, my sense of spirit, my sense of flow, my sense of creativity. And I really don't know what I'm doing. I just know that I have to do it. Like, I have to create. I have to write songs. I have to be in touch with the universe. I have to be in touch with my emotions, and I have to be in touch with places, and I have to be in touch with a select amount of people. And actually, when I'm in touch with too many people, which is why I might keep figuring out how to run a virtual only business, or close to virtual only, because there's certain people that I want in my story and I want to learn from and grow with. And when I have too many people in my weekly story, it's overwhelming. I can't be what I am. And time off always helps me clarify that. But I actually just taught lessons yesterday. It's just that when they're virtual, I don't pick up quite as much of other people's feelings. All right. Well, off to Door County, one of the most beautiful places ever. Or, I mean, as far as my memory serves. I think I find Michigan more actually beautiful, but I feel like a lot of conflicting emotions there because of what I've lived through there. Door County, I just have this one shitty thing that happened in Sturgeon Bay, so I'll just flip that little thing off and keep driving. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'll just drive straight to the hotel tonight and go relax, have a beer, maybe some wine, one or the other. Probably just one beer. I'm not a very whatever. I'm nothing like that anymore. That was just college. Maybe my early post-college. Yeah. This is what it is to be on an artist writing retreat by yourself, meandering around Minnesota, Wisconsin, eventually Illinois, Indiana, Michigan. So I highly recommend, if you can afford to do it, or if you value yourself enough to just do it and then pay it off, if you can afford to manage bills in that way, or if you believe in the universe, if you feel guided to do something like this and you believe in the universe and your ability to hustle and make money, that's what I'm trusting in. I'm trusting that there are students that need a weirdo teacher who can help them learn to sing and play really quickly by teaching pop music theory, and that I can attract them, and that they will love me and they will pay me for my time, because I have a lot of students like that who love me and pay me for my time, and it's virtual, and it makes it so I can live the life that I want to live. And I'm tired of feeling like that's not enough. I'm tired of being in a place where I feel like I have to do something impressive in order to do that. Like I don't know. Life is very weird. All right, back to my retreat. I'll say one more thing. I'm not trying to dog on anybody who lives differently than me, by the way. But I personally have lived a very fluid life with lots of changes. And so what I'm referring to is that when I'm around people who have lived a very structured life where they planned something out and then they succeeded at it, I tend to feel really bad about myself, like I'm a failure. But I already feel those kinds of feelings sometimes anyway, like I need to do something more success-oriented, because otherwise I'm just listing things from anywhere from 15 to 20 years ago when I bring up how I music directed on Off-Broadway and was almost on Off-Broadway, and then I was last, and then I wrote the music for Were the World Mine, and that was at a gala, and it won the Nashville Film Fest Award, and it was top 100 movies on Netflix, and then the producer from The Matrix, or no, not the producer from The Matrix, the guy who did music with the Wachowskis, then he scouted me and wanted to make an album for me for free for a year and a half, and then drop off a cliff. No, I'm kidding. I've had other things that have been cool. Oh, and then I almost had a Chrysler commercial in the Super Bowl. They even made it. They just didn't use it last minute. I had a song in Sense8, the show on Netflix, but then it got cut in the last second, so. Why do I just keep listing successes? That's the same part of me that wants to say, whoa, I went to a college, Lawrence University, where it was a music conservatory, and they gave me the second to top scholarship for 5 years. I didn't end up using both, but then I didn't go for 5, I went for 4. But it was for a dual degree, and oh, wow. I was going to be a Bachelor of Music in Piano Performance. Instead, I was Bachelor of Arts in Music, with a piano performance emphasis, and that was the failure role. And then I also did a Bachelor of Arts in Theater with a dramatic literature emphasis, and I have a minor in English, and I wrote that musical as my senior thesis, and all of that was failing compared to what I came here for, which was a Bachelor of Arts in Songwriting, which was the Create Your Own Major program, but they gave me money to go live in London because I'm so great and special. Okay, sorry, I'm not trying to mock myself, I'm just saying, clearly I had so much of that. And I won a Chopin scholarship when I was 16, and I got first in some competition. I think I won 10 different awards. I had 3 statewide songwriting awards from 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. Just award, win, best, special. You're so special, Jessica. You're going places. You're going to be this. You're going to be the next this. You're going to do these things. You are this. You're so great. Cheerleader. You're a kid. We love you. Build you up. And then that's what life feels like as a grown-up. I mean, I never meant to talk about what that feels like, because it's not like I was a child star, but I was a child success. Not socially. I had a lot of social problems, and I've talked about this a lot in these videos, but that's not what this is about. This is about what does it feel like to be built up like a humongous success. Because now I can't figure it out. Because now I'm older, and I feel like nothing's living up to any of that hype. Nothing's even close to the hype that I was given. I was boosted. There is literally nothing I can do to regenerate the boosting from people. Nobody cares about somebody who's older now, and has lived a meandering life, unless they like the actual music. they're not going to turn to me and boost me more. Like, I have to do the boosting now, and I don't want to because it feels really weird. I mean, not that I don't want to. I just that was never, I never had to boost myself. So everything I do now is just the art, just the creativity that people were reacting to before. And so I'm always on the front end feeling such flow, and then push stop or release something, and then you look around at the world and you're like, holy shit, like most people don't care, or I'm not marketing right, or I'm not this right, or I'm not that right, or I can't get this job, or I don't have the qualifications for that job. And it's just so like maddening, because you feel like almost anything you would create is not going to be that interesting compared to the hype that they thought you would be, you know? Like, oh, if I create my own virtual piano studio where I teach all kinds of kids and adults pop stuff, or if I do that CAMMP, create a mini musical play thing, it's like I did that every summer for a while, and then I was like, but I'm just randomly pitching it to like Grand Haven or Spring Lake or Norton Shores, where I don't even know anybody prior to the job I had there, and it's just this random place where none of my family lives, and the only person I'm like, well, I have a lot of acquaintances and some friends there, but I don't have like a new family there. Like, I'm still very close to my family that lives on their place. This sounds complainy. That's really gross, Jess. But I mean, like, it's my boyfriend, whom I love with my whole heart, and then I'm just randomly in Michigan, and so the people that I know there and love, they're not boosting me either. I guess they actually really do, but only if I stay positive, which is very confusing, because at the same time, a lot of them are actually very negative and will just rail about politics and all these other things and be very negative. But it's like somehow, maybe because of the rainbow thing, it's like now I have this persona and this pressure to just be some sort of light. And I think it's partly because that's what I wanted to be for people, because I didn't understand the amount of negativity I kept running into. I think it's possible for a place to just not be your place. And it's also possible to own that it was your place, that you did love it, or you do love it. You love the nature maybe, or you love aspects of it. But I don't know. That's not what I meant to get into. I just feel more like myself in other places. I probably just have like BPD or something from all the trauma and all the abuse, or maybe I got brain damage when my head was thrown into the floor a bunch. But that's like 20 years ago. So that would mean that you're listening to a lot of brain damage songs, so this isn't funny. Anyway, I need to get going. I told them I would be there. I'm gonna get there at like 10:30 at this point, and they're only open till 11. I mean, they'll put my key somewhere. Anyway, that's what you do. You get a hotel room, or you have a tent in your van, and you just, but I don't like that. I don't like doing that by myself. I've done it once before. I didn't like it as much, to be in a tent alone in nature at a campsite. Anyway, writing retreat. Yay. Bye.